and I really hope you enjoy.
Yo! I am here with the incredible Jad T. Jones.
Hello, sirs.
Welcome to my channel.
Thank you very much for having me, my friend.
And we are currently here in Bucharest, Romania. We were just at a conference of the Ars Amrata, led by Zamparian. And me and Jad met, we started talking, we started getting to know each other, and I just felt that this is an incredible man that I needed to do a video with on my channel, and here we are. And Jad has a YouTube channel of his own where he talks about how to become a real man and shares his insights on dating and also just life in general. Lots of it is just being a man, being a true man.
Yeah. And
what made me drawn to Jad is that his highest priority is being a man of integrity. And he talks about how without integrity, everything else crumbles. And the foundation, like if your message is a house, it feels like the very foundation is based on trust, it's based on integrity. The vibe I get from you is how you, I've seen lots of Jad's videos and it's amazing stuff, but the vibe I get from Jad's videos is that when he's speaking to the camera on his YouTube channel, he's almost like speaking to you as if like you were his own son or like your own brother, that you're a part of his family, and that he's gonna do his best to give you the absolute most true advice that he can give to you. He's not going to lead you astray. He's not going to try to make money off of you. He's going to just give you the truth, and he's going to be coming from an authentic place and where integrity is the bottom line. And that's why I was so drawn to Jad, and that's why we're sitting here today. And I wanted to ask him a bunch of questions and really get his insights and really get to know him.
Thank you. That was a very beautiful introduction. Thank you very much.
So can you just start off by telling us your story? And I'm not sure how far back you want to go and how you became. Okay. And I would enjoy you if you really fleshed it out and gave lots of details and really shared the most critical moments. Yeah, okay. I'd enjoy that, but do whatever.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm usually a straight to the point kind of guy who doesn't like talking about himself, so I'll try my best. And I've never completely told my story. It's in sound bites here and there in my book and all over the place. So maybe today it'll be fleshed out. So it all started when I was in my mother's womb. No, just kidding. So I grew up in a household where my dad was always away on business, and my mom was dealing with some emotional issues, dark. So she was basically depressed, sad all the time. So my mom emotionally wasn't there for me, and I never judged my parents. Everyone does the best what they have, all right? I think it's very important never to judge your parents or blame them, okay? They were innocent human beings doing the best with what they had, right? So mom wasn't there emotionally. She was there physically, taking care of us, raising us. And dad physically wasn't there, and kind of emotionally too. So my beef was that I did not have a man in my life teaching me the ways of how to be a man. All right? How do you stick up for yourself? When you go to school, how do you present yourself so that the bullies know that they can't fuck with you? All right? If somebody steps over the line, what do you do as a man? And I'm saying as a man, not like you're 20 or 40, or I'm saying as a man, as a 7-year-old man, as a 10-year-old man, because you're always a man, right? I believe that. So what do I do? So I never had a big brother. Always envied guys who had bigger brothers, because their bigger brothers were taking care of them, looking out for them, giving them tips, helping them out with the girls, right? So no big brother, no dad. Mom was either emotionally unavailable or extremely, she's the most gentle little angel, so she has no in her, you know? She's the epitome of femininity. She has no aggression in her. So I grew up to be too nice, too, you know? I got bullied, I got pushed around, and I was incredibly insecure. So, what this led to was that from a very young age, I was observing other guys who were good with girls. And I'm talking even when I was around 8, 9, 10 years old. Like, I was always conscious something's wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with any of us. But I felt something's wrong with me, something's missing. Other people are connecting, other people are social. I'm terrified of being social, not only with girls, but with the guys. I'm scared of people. So naturally, my only solution was to observe and say, okay, this guy did this with this girl. This is on the playground, little kids. This guy did this with this girl. Oh, he pulled her hair. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's why these two get along. Okay, I'll add that. So before the whole dating industry or any industry or any even book that I read, I was already consciously being kind of like a dating coach to myself of how do I connect and interact with specifically women, because a flip side to what made myself have a struggle inside of me is that from a very early age, before I had any sexual puberty, I don't even know when that starts, I loved women. I thought they were so beautiful, and so when I talked to a beautiful woman, I would get extra shy. So I appreciated women even before I had like sexually matured. So that frustrated me too, like even before I even wanted to pick up girls. Just crazy. So yeah, so I was an observer, and so I raised myself. I had to raise myself because nobody volunteered, no one was there for me, right? I say my biggest beef is like, let's just stop at 18. I'm 35 years old. Let's just stop at 18. In the 18 years that I was growing up, there isn't one man who looked at this child and said, there's potential in that kid. Let me stick up for him. Let me take him aside. Let me put him on his lap and say, hey, here's the ways of being a man. Why not? Right? Why not? And now I see men all over the place, forgotten, invisible men who nobody gives a shit about, struggling, trying to figure it out for themselves. So my mission is to be the big brother you never had, right? Help you out. The difference between getting bullied for a full year, which happened to me in grade 10, not by one guy, but by a group of friends, the difference between that happening to me or never happening to me was probably a 3-minute conversation. Hey dude, when you go to high school, somebody fucks with you, step up to them right away, show them you're not gonna take their shit. Bullies are easily intimidated. Once they test your strength, show them you're not gonna back down, they'll never fuck with you again. Done. That's how quick a life can change. So same thing with women, same thing with everything. Every soundbite you get from someone who came before you can save your life. Financially, with women, with everything. So yeah, I feel quite strongly about about that. Like, I think there's a failure from our forefathers of sticking up for us and taking responsibility for us to say, hey man, I got this kid here. If I'm too busy at work taking care of him, I'm gonna give my friend a call, or my cousin a call, or his uncle, or I'm gonna make sure that kid's taken care of, right? Nobody's taken care of these days. So that's my purpose, that's what drives me, right? This shouldn't happen, right? It's avoidable. There's so much avoidable suffering going on, right?
Yep.
Like if someone just told you some little thing, couldn't have...
One little thing could completely change everything.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, I don't want to interrupt on it, but I just want to say while you're talking there, I really felt it in like my heart. It was very real. Yeah. Powerful. Yeah. But
yeah, because it is like, it's this anger, I think as a man you need to stand for something, you need to stand on the world. What are you here for, right? And so I stand for other men and women. I stand for the human to live his potential. And nothing is a greater waste of time than trying to figure out life when other people have already figured it out. It's like, it's stupid to try to reinvent the wheel. If you met me today and you said, Jad, what have you been doing the past 10 years? Dude, I'm inventing this thing that rolls or what. Like, dude, it's there. Use it instead of wasting your time, and then you can use it, build a car, build a Ferrari, and fucking go cross country, right? So we're forced to rediscover the wheel, while in those 10 years, instead of trying to figure out women out, we could have been good with women when we were 15, 16, whatever, because we were raised properly. Not only women, whatever it is, right? And then from now, where would we be now if we didn't have to deal with that shit that's already figured out, right?
Yeah, and I think a big part of it is just knowing that someone cares about you, knowing that you're supported, having someone believe in you.
Totally.
It's a guide and that emotional care that I believe in you. You're going to go far.
Yeah.
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 And I feel like when I watch your videos, you care about me.
Yeah.
It's something you could just feel. I'm guessing lots of my viewers watching this are gonna go to your channel and check out a bunch of your videos because they could tell that this guy cares about me. It's through YouTube, but this man cares about me and he wants the best for me. And that's the vibe I get from you.
Yeah, and I love, like, you hit the nail on the head. Like, that's what it is. It's like, no matter how strong you are, you need someone to come and look at you and say, hey man, I see something in you that you don't see in yourself. You know,
Yeah.
I know you can do that. And you know, like, in your mind, you know you can do that, but you're like, I don't know. But when I come as a man and tell you authentically, with nothing to gain from it, bro, I see this and that in you, then you can say, you know what, you're right, I can. And this person said that, and this person is supporting me, right? And like, if I say, bro, I got your back and I believe in you, whatever you need, I'm supporting you through this journey. I know it's going to be hard and difficult and scary, but you can do it because I see that in you. That changes everything, right?
And from you, I can tell you're not just being nice.
No.
You've gone through the journey and you're like, you see the strengths and I believe in you. It's real.
Yeah.
I can really feel that. Yeah.
So it's crazy. So, I don't know, should I just keep going with my story kind of thing?
Yeah, just keep going. Yeah, so far I'm loving this.
Okay.
I'm loving this. It's really cool.
So, this is one thing I've always wanted to... Sorry, flying coaster. Flying coaster. I couldn't ignore it, sorry.
Of course that happened, man.
Especially because it's Luke. Alright, so...
So in Bucharest, I just gave a speech, and lots of my speech was about how I'm a really awkward person, and my speech wasn't really me telling people like my advice, but my speech was like lots of it was just sharing my awkwardness and sharing how much social anxiety I have and sharing my headspace, and you know, just something like the coaster being stuck. That's just my life. I'm just an awkward person. Okay. But yeah, back to you.
So this is one thing I've always wanted to tell about my story. So in my book, I have a book. It's like I say it's a book. It's like 34 pages, but it's a book, and it's actually a quite good book. It's kind of very simple. But anyways, in the book, I say how I really struggled with women, and even in videos, like I really struggled with women. But there's one thing I never clarified that I'd like to clarify. So my success with women is like this. It's like peaks and troughs, peaks and valleys. So superstar, 0. Superstar, 0. And the reason for I'll get more specific in a second, but the reason for that is because my struggle was never about understanding women. I always understood women. I don't know why. Maybe because I was raised by my mom and I had an older sister. But I always got them. I always understood them. Like the psychology and all that stuff. Like all this. Yeah, it's not really new to me. It's just going deeper when I study, pick up, and all that stuff. My struggle was my self-worth. So again, you hit the nail on the head, is like, okay, like this is a part, like my father passed away and I honor my father, but there's something, again, this isn't out of blame or judgment or anything, but this is a piece of the puzzle. My dad used to look at me with disappointment, right? Because I was such a gentle, soft little kid. I think he thought I was a little dumb and way too soft. All right, and I got this message indirectly from the way he treated me up until, like, let's say 15, where he suddenly started being nice to me. But by that time it was too late because I was angry at him then. But so unworthy. I am unworthy, right? I struggled with that, and I don't even know if it's from that, because I felt unworthy my whole life. All right, now much better, but of course there's still working at it, but much better. But as far back as I can remember in my childhood, I felt unworthy. So I don't, maybe it wasn't that from my dad. Now that I said it out loud, because I've been hiding it, maybe it's not that. But I just felt incredibly unworthy. I felt like zero, like -0. So anytime I'm in a social situation, I felt everyone's better than me. Everyone looks happier than me. Everyone's having fun. Everybody's... So what happened with me was, like, grade 10, I got bullied every day. Shit kicked out of me. Then the summer came, and I had no choice to change schools. So summer came, and I got angry. I got mad. I said, you know what? Never again. We're not having the same rodeo again, motherfuckers. Right? So I just... Again, from observing, I observed the strong guys in my school, and I also observed this one guy. I remember he was Canadian from Toronto, and he wasn't aggressive at all. He was really cool and friendly, but he knew how to stop people. No one would fuck with him. So I picked up these behaviors from these people, and so the next year when I came back,
so you got bullied a decent amount.
I got bullied every single day for the school year, which is like 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Psychologically and physically, and humiliation. Talking to a girl, someone comes and pulls my pants down in front of her.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
It's funny. yeah. No, it's fine. We did it to other. I've done it to people. Okay. It was a thing in our high school.
But for you, this is really serious. You were the person who was constantly picked on, and you felt squished. Like every single day of your life, just every day going to school.
Like that year
was trauma.
Okay. It was terrifying, and I was very skinny, so I'm a logical guy. I'm like, okay, even if I stand up to this guy, my punches aren't gonna even hurt him. I cannot physically hurt this guy, so I saw no way out. There's always a way out, but I saw no way out, so I just took it. And so the next year, first day of school, bully number 1, let's call him, the main guy, comes up to me, you know, and I have a video about this, so I'll keep this short, but basically tries to fuck with me. I stand up to him, like, no more, man, not with this guy, right? And not amazingly, I describe it in a video, but when you take a stand as a man and you look someone in the eye, you look everyone in the eye and you're like, I will not be fucked with, and you're committed to that, I will die before I will let anyone take that part of me, take that pride from me, right? You should never let anyone take that part of you. So they backed away because they saw that, even though I was no bigger, no stronger, no nothing, right? So they backed away, and what happened miraculously was in grade 11, I became perhaps, if not the first, at least like I was one of the most popular guys in the school with girls. I was literally be sitting in the playground on a bench. I remember this one moment especially. I was just sitting there and I was having fun and talking to girls and stuff, and I looked around, and there was around 7 girls around me, like sitting here. I was just surrounded by girls, right? And it was just like, so all of a sudden I flipped, maybe because of my commitment as a man that made me more attractive, and so I attracted the girls all of a sudden. So I was like superstar, right? And I was gonna say something. Anyways, So at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, I was super sorry. By the end of the year, I was back alone because my self-image did not match that. My self-image matched, you're a worthless piece of shit. So I managed, that's, if you read the book Psycho-Cybernetics, have you heard of it? Psycho-Cybernetics?
I don't think so.
It's a very popular book, and it basically says your self-image is like a thermostat in a room. If the temperature goes up, the thermostat will bring it down. If the temperature goes down, bring it up. The thermostat keeps the temperature constant. Your self-image also keeps you constant where you are. So if I think I'm a worthless piece of shit, but I get fucking tons of girls, on my subconscious mind is gonna be so intelligent, it's gonna sabotage that so that it makes sure that all these girls disappear and I'm back to my suffering reality. All right? So that is why,
Yeah, it's very true. Definitely experienced
you can relate?
that. Yeah, where your self-esteem is, yeah, if I have girls hanging out with me and I know I don't deserve it,
yeah,
I don't feel good enough, before I know it, they're gone.
Yeah.
And if my self-esteem is pretty high and I don't have any girls, maybe after a while, like, I'll meet a new girl or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about that. It's very true.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole book about that. So but you can summarize this self-image.
Yeah.
Where your self-image is will always match where your physical reality will end up.
It's not about girls. It's just
yeah. Everything. It applies to everything.
Yeah.
So that's why my journey is like this, because again, I changed countries. My high school was in Lebanon, Beirut, Lebanon. Lebanon kids are extra tough after the war. They were really tough. But you know what? Before I go on, for years, until maybe very recently, maybe even this year, 2015, where I actually like got to the point where I'm like, I'm glad those guys beat the shit out of me. Because that's where, yesterday I told you, right? That's where this comes from and never went away, right? So if I never had that, I wouldn't have this passion, this strength now. And who knows, maybe because I got bullied in grade 10, for the rest of my life, I left home when I was 17 and I was living on my own. And you know, from 17 to 35, nothing bad ever happened to me. And I've been around cities, I've traveled all around the world multiple times. Nobody ever fucked with me. That's not a coincidence. That's because I have an energy of do not fuck with me, right? And just because you guys don't know me, I'm not an arrogant guy. I say I'm nice. I'm not nice. I'm not a nice guy. I'm a kind guy. All right. What's the difference between a nice guy and a kind guy? A nice guy doesn't have a backbone and lets people step over him. A kind guy is like, I'm kind to you as long as you are being a decent human being. But if you step over that line, like Pharrell Williams said in one of his articles, like just in a random article I read, he said, I'm like a cat. I can be all gentle and cuddly and all that stuff, but if you back me in a corner, I'm gonna scratch your eyes out, right? So as a man, you need to have that. You need to say, and you need to be comfortable with saying, do not fuck with me, all right? Don't try to be this nice guy that everybody likes. What do you get from being nice? Do you know what the definition of nice is in the dictionary?
Trying to please?
No, worse, man. It means, it's two things, but one thing is foolish. Nice means being foolish. There's another word too, but it's pretty much like being silly and foolish or something. So, anyways, I don't want to get don't mistake my aggression for arrogance. I'm just speaking matter of factly. So I forgot what I was saying though.
So how, from that story, how did you get more involved into doing the dating advice or getting into the dating community? And how did that route take from high school and to where you are now? So back to observing, because I was always doing this dating advice stuff just in my own head, right? So I was always trying to figure out, even when I was like in grade 11 where I was really good with the girls, I was always observing and taking note mentally. This works, this doesn't work, do this, do that. So I've always been in it. So it's like, it's not something it's ever since I was a kid, I was like a dating coach just to myself, right? Before it even existed. Yeah.
Okay. And so eventually, as fate would have it, I lived with my roommate, and he was a huge pothead at the time, and I was into fitness, and he just annoyed the fuck out of me. And I'll tell the story, the milk story. So
oh yeah, that was good.
So we lived in Canada and Edmonton. Edmonton is like more northern Canada, so it's very cold, snow up to here in the winter. So like when you don't have groceries at home, it sucks because you have to go brave the storms. And at that age, I was like 20 years old, so I didn't have a car or anything. So I had to take the bus, wait for the bus, take the bus, go to the supermarket, get the food, come out, wait in the cold bus stop for the bus again, come home. Okay, so now I have food. And my protein's important because I was working out. So in the morning, the next morning, I open my fridge. It's supposed to be a big 4-liter jug of milk there. It's not there. I search everywhere. Where is it? Where is it? Finally, I'm like, no, it's not in the freezer. I open the freezer. The fucking milk's in the freezer, frozen. So I asked my roommate, I'm like, dude, why'd you put the milk in the freezer? And he denied it. He never admitted it, right? So that led me, I'm like, okay. I went on Google. I'm like, how can you read body language to see if somebody's lying? And that's how I found the Fast Seduction. It's an old website called Fast Seduction or something.
Alt Fast Seduction?
Yeah. Okay, where all the pickup artists and stuff started.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I felt like I saw this information, like, wow, guys are actually talking about this. And to make a long story short, I just got into it, right? Really got into it a lot, and then...
So this forum is all about dating advice and how to seduce women.
Yeah.
And all these different guys sharing their stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And that forum created everything. Yeah,
that forum is the birthplace of everything. So I found that forum, and then I found all the other stuff, the products. And yeah, so eventually, after years of reading this stuff and wanting to know the answers more and more and more, I went through so much. I went through, let's say if all the top guys, the main guys, I won't call them top, but I'd say the main guys, I went through all their products, their videos, or everything, and I kept this isn't quite it. This is good, but it's quite it. Or man, I just listened to 5 hours and I could have summarized this in 30. So I'm like, the thing that started repeating in my head is, I could explain this better than this guy. I can explain this better. I'm like, so one day I'm like, maybe I should do it, right? And I'm a natural teacher. I'm really good at teaching, breaking stuff down. I will never say I'm the best seducer. I will never say I'm the best anything, but I will say I'm one of the best teachers I have ever seen in my life, because I don't know, I can break stuff down. It's not only teaching about anything, riding a bike or anything. I'm a very good teacher. I'm a natural teacher. So it just all crescendoed into, you're meant to do this. And here's a lesson for you guys about believing in yourself. So obviously I'm not like, okay, I'm gonna do this, let's do this, right? I'm gonna do this. Oh shit, am I good enough to do this? Who am I to do this? And all that self-doubts. So I got encouragement from...
I experienced that before my speech. It's like, what am I doing?
Yeah?
That was the first speech I've ever given.
Oh,
wow. About dating, personal, doing what I do.
Okay.
I did some public speaking in high school, but that was my first time giving a real speech. And the day before, a week before, because Dan said I could speak. Yeah, minutes before, I was like, who am I? I had a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, is everyone just gonna laugh at me? And it's like, but yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, because I really experienced that, just the last couple of days.
Yeah, totally.
Before my speech.
And how about starting your channel? You didn't feel that before you started your channel?
I did, but yeah, I had the same thing. But my prank channel or my current GoldJacketLuke channel?
Either.
Yeah, the GoldJacketLuke channel. I felt like what you were saying, how you saw these other guys giving messages. Yeah. And it's like, I could go deeper than them. I could say it in better ways. Yeah. So I didn't feel self-doubt about starting that channel.
Okay.
I was wondering, are people gonna judge me for talking about this?
Okay.
But I didn't. I was like, I'm ready to give.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because I felt like what you were saying is this is my role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You felt like it's your purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I felt that, except I needed a little encouragement. So, yeah, at that point I didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life, but I had this you know, it just like logically I'm like, okay, what do I always do? What am I always doing? I'm doing this. I might as well do it as a job. And so my best friend and also my now ex-girlfriend, she looked me in the eye and she said, you can do this.
That's cool. Very cool.
Yeah, a lot of credit to both those people because they really care about me. And then yeah, and then I started, and then here's a great thing, guys. When you have an intuition, it's really important in your life as a man to trust yourself, trust your intuition. Your intuition is like the feeling you feel in your heart or your gut, where there's a voice inside your head saying, I need to do this. I need to do this. And it doesn't go away. When you have that voice, trust it.
Yeah.
Right?
In my own experience, it's been there for a reason 100% of the time.
100% of the time. 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Because the heart, if it's called the Institute of Heart Math, and they study the heart, and they actually discovered that intelligence comes from the heart up to the head. It's like the heart is the intelligence. So yeah, me too, I can say every time I've followed my heart, it has never steered me wrong. And
that doesn't mean it steers me right to what I want, but oftentimes it steers me to the challenge that was like perfect for me.
Yeah. Good distinction. Yeah, but it never steers you wrong. Like if you look on a long enough time,
if you look back, you're like, I regretted following my intuition. Yeah, never. Yeah. So just to conclude that thought is like, so when I did get in front of a camera and post my videos, I instantly got the feedback I predicted I would get, which is, wow, your message is very clear. I like how you're straight to the point, and I don't have to watch like 2 hours, and like everything I thought, oh, you're a good teacher, like everything I knew of myself was true. So if you know, let's say you're a musician and you're like, you know what, I know I'm a kick-ass musician. Fucking go for it, bro. Go for it, kill it. Because that knowing, it's not there for nothing. That voice is telling you what you're good at, what you're a boss at, what you're better at than anyone else in the world. Yeah. I'm better at something in my unique way than anyone else in the world, and Luke is better at, like, you know what I mean? And no one can replace anyone else's gift. And like what you said in the beginning, you never had someone who was like, I believe in you. Yeah. When you're a kid. And sometimes not everyone has that. Sometimes it takes, if you have to believe in yourself and do it, then you'll get people to believe in you. Yeah. But that's, yeah. And when, this is beautiful, and when you take action and you see yourself doing the thing you had a doubt about but believed yourself in doing, then you believe in yourself. So you show you demonstrate to yourself, and that's where your true belief goes in. Yeah, and you look in the mirror and you give yourself a little wink, and like, I'm proud of doing this. Yeah, you did it, buddy. Yeah, like to yourself. Yeah, to yourself. Yeah, you did it, bro. I knew you could do it. Yeah, right. So if you're hesitating with something, trust yourself. And it's not about more information, and it's not about more time. It's about, I feel this. I'm as ready as I'm ever gonna be. Yeah. No one's ever 100% ready. Yep. Let's go in our clumsiness and do this. Can I trust it and go on an adventure? Yeah. So I don't know where to segue. So you start teaching and doing this type of stuff. Yeah. And initially you were more involved into the pickup type of stuff. Oh, I completely skipped that, didn't I? Okay. Yeah. All right, I've got a real beef. The no bullshit comes out. I made a decision like last month to stop being politically correct. For two reasons. One, because it's a lack of integrity. And two, because it's boring. Right? That's very true. It's boring. Yeah. Right? Everybody's like, oh yes, well this is a nice video and let us fucking discuss some shit. Right? So, there are a lot of guys out there who do not have your best interest at heart. They can be called pickup artists, coaches, whatever. We have no like specific name for them, because some pickup artists are actually good people and have integrity. Yeah. So I need to backtrack, sorry. So because I went like this, so when I was on a low, and my lows sometimes lasted years. It's not like, you know, sometimes like
most of the time was low. I was desperate to be good with women. I was desperate. I'm a romantic at heart, and I love to be loved. I love to be, you know, have an intimate connection. I love the touch of a woman and looking into a woman's eyes, having her sit on my lap with her face right here and just disappearing into each other's eyes, right? Like, that's what I love, right? I love women. I love that. And I miss that. And so it was so hurtful, and it hurt to be ignored by women, right? Especially, like, I'd say during my school years and college years, because of the social circle, I was never without women for too long, right? Even though I struggled, I always managed because the environment helped me. But the second I got out of college, I disappeared. Women didn't see me anymore. They didn't see me. And I did not know how to deal with that. And it, like, for years, I became an invisible dude in a huge city. I'm dressing up nice, I'm working out, I'm buying a nice car, like, everything I could do. They don't care. They don't see me. So this invisibility drove me back to the internet. You know, let's figure this stuff out. And then I really don't want to mention this, but I have to because it's part of the story. I found the game, because I don't want to give it free publicity because it's poison. But I found the game. I was not intelligent enough to, identify that it's bad for me, that it lacks integrity, and that it's going to lead me down a wrong road. So the game, it opened up the world of pickup artists to me. Oh, wow, look at all these guys. Guess what? They were all internet marketers, man. They were just in the market at the right time, right? So all these experts, internet marketer with other professional internet marketing friends behind them, these experts have all the answers, right? So I went and I learned the stuff. I learned the techniques, the peacocking, everything lying to girls. So I went so far into it that my aspiration was I want to become the greatest pickup artist in the world. One of the greatest pickup artists in the world. I had that. That was like a specific thing, right? And so eventually I joined one of the biggest pickup companies at the time to become one of the coaches, right? And so I had a 1-year training where I had to sleep with a specific number of girls, do some hidden camera stuff to prove myself and to make a demo reel.
And just for the record, we also made another video that we're putting on Jad's channel, and we go more in depth.
We will not beat that dead dog anymore.
we go more in depth on the hidden camera stuff and stuff like that. So
yeah, hidden camera is not good. I wish I didn't do it. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
But so basically, long story short, I was sitting there. I had been going out 3 or 4 nights a week, and I was sitting at home, still alone, still stuck with women. In fact, women were now being more rude to me, being aggressive towards me. They hated me. And I looked myself in the mirror, I'm like, wow, I've actually become worse with women because of this manipulative pickup artist bullshit. Then I remembered my 15-year-old self surrounded by women. And I'm thinking, Jad, you stupid, stupid man. You stupid, stupid man. You know, you just wasted. And you know, again, here's a lesson. Never let a voice outside of you ever be louder than the voice that's inside of you, that's from your heart. I trusted internet marketers who dressed up as some characters claiming that they knew something. And they ruined my life. There are 3 or 4 years I cannot get back. Right? Plus the other years that I'm still climbing out of, you know, because you pick up habits, right? Like seeing people as different value, and there's still things I'm working on that I have to unlearn myself. They say it's harder, like for tennis, very technical thing, They say it's better if you never played a day of tennis in your life than if you have bad habits that you have to unlearn.
That's cool. My dad's actually a tennis coach.
No shit.
And he's working with kids age 6, and he wants to make them like professionals.
Wow.
He says he can't work with like 14-year-olds. That's young because their habits are already messed up.
Wow.
He needs to start like right when they're really young.
Yeah.
That's cool that you brought that up.
So that's how powerful it is that it's like kind of like you're giving up on the 14. It's not worth no, like not in a bad way, but it's so like they can change, but it's a time investment that doesn't make sense for him. Right?
Exactly.
So,
but he still does with them. But for someone who wants to train to like professional level, he's looking towards like 6-year-olds.
Yeah. So wow. So
taking that to if you're learning any pickup stuff, any manipulation, anything that's coming from a place of power, where you're trying to overpower yourself rather than a place where I feel our messages, it sounds kind of weird to say it, I truly feel like our messages come from a place of love.
Yeah, no, I talk about that too.
Yeah. And for some reason it sounds weird for me to say it. It sounds...
Yeah? No, for me it sounds totally...
Okay, good. No, okay. You're helping me accept myself. But yeah, like tons of the pickup message, tons of advice out there is coming from this place of power. And the more you buy into that advice, eventually, once you see the truth, and that stuff does have its place, there's gonna be a long phase of relearning all that and actually like changing your mind to a healthier mindset.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons we're so passionate about our messages and also awareing people on how others think to be negative is because it's fucked us up, and we've had so long journeys that we don't want other people to fall for the traps that we fell into ourselves.
Yeah.
And some people don't understand that passion. So they're like, why are you being a hater? Why are you being negative about this? That stuff has its place, so we don't judge it. And there's a reason why those guys are doing that. They're probably insecure. That's why they're an internet marketer, because they've never had maybe someone believe in them, you know?
Yeah.
But so there's nothing wrong with that, but there is a better way.
There's a better way.
And there's a reason why we're so passionate about this, is because we're on that path, and we 100% know it.
Yeah. And the magical thing about it is that the better way is also the easier way once you understand it, right?
Yeah.
Because like the secret is there's no secret. The secret is you want to learn, you want to never watch another pickup video again? Be authentic, 100%. You're done.
Done. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You're good with women. You're good with people. You're successful in that's it.
Yeah. It's easy to figure out in your head, but it's gonna be a hard journey.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fucking hard journey.
Yeah.
And be tested to your limit.
Yeah.
Authenticity. Yeah. Being honest, and nothing. Everything you say is coming from a place of deep inner truth. Yeah. That's how I run my channel. That's what I do with my life, is just speak truth. Yeah.
I think also what I discovered too is that in life is holistic. Holistic means basically including everything, right? So how you, T. Harv Eker, how you do anything is how you do everything. So like what you're saying is like, you can't be authentic on your YouTube channel and then an asshole in real life. It doesn't work, right? So, and the same thing with women. Like, so when you surrender to being me, you know, here, I'm me, okay? Not perfect, flaws, you know, moody, angry at things I shouldn't be angry at people I should have forgiven by now, whatever it is. But that's me, you know? I forgot what my point was, but yeah, yeah, dude, it's simple. It's simple.
And so you evolved out of the pickup lines. So you woke up.
Yeah.
And now you've been making. Is your main thing the YouTube videos, and you also have a website and your book. You have a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah. And
now you're teaching guys a message based on authenticity, a message based on connecting with girls coming from a place of integrity and honesty, and it's a rare message, and people are affected by it, and that's where you are now.
Yeah.
So
what changed for me? I was in a desperate spot. I was in a they say, between a rock and a hard place, because I was in this spot of terror where I'm like, I now understand pickup doesn't work, and so I've put it aside. I still don't know how to do it myself, right? Because I don't understand. I don't understand what the hell's going on. So there's nothing left to search for because I don't even know what to look for anymore. And I'm desperately alone. And I'll tell you this, man, very insulting joke from my close friends, the guys I hung out with on a daily basis. They started questioning if I was gay because I never had girls. What kind of friend is that? Right? Yeah. Like, bro, instead of trying to understand me, you're fucking jumping right over there. Right? So I was that girlless. And actually, no, that was a long time ago. But anyways, this point as well, I was without girls. And then, long story short, I found Johnny Soporno. I took a leap of faith. The seminar was like $4,000 or something plus expenses. I'm like, whoa, this is too much. But I was desperate. I'm like, I have to do something. I have to, right? And so I took a leap of faith. I'm like, I hope this guy isn't another bullshitter. The only reason I believed it is because it was referred to by Hypnotica. So if you guys know Hypnotica, he's legit. So because Hypnotica on his newsletter said Johnny's legit, I'm like, I know Hypnotica is not gonna lie. Let me take a leap of faith. So then in Vegas, I went to Johnny Soporno's event. Johnny and Zan are very good friends. And yeah, they basically told me the truth, which is, hey, you can be yourself. It's just about being honest. You don't need to play any games, and girls will like you anyways. I'm like, really? And then I also asked Johnny, I'm like, can I spread this message? And Johnny, in his graciousness, said, take everything you've heard today and use it as your own. Spread the message. This is not mine. And so I did. So I give a lot of credit to Johnny for starting me up. Like, I was already waking up to the fact that I need to be more integrity, but like Johnny's thing really changed that trajectory and clarified. And then I saw, and then I started snapping, oh, this, because once you have a framework of something, then you can understand all the rest. Right?
Yeah. And I'm guessing that I always get people, lots of my commenters like to challenge me. I encourage them to challenge me.
Okay.
So some of them are going to say, well, for me, pickup's working.
Okay.
And we kind of talked about this in the video we did on Jazz channel that we filmed right before this, but one thing is, pickup will work for purely ego reasons.
It will work.
So for lots of people, pickup just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But for myself, like, pickup, I started getting laid, I started having connections, and I was like, oh, pickup is the answer. But looking back, every single thing that pickup did for me was empty, and it was for my ego. And the moment I started following truth, being real, stopped caring about pickup at all, I actually started getting less results. But over time, now when I connect with girls, it's black and white to how I had it when I was in the pickup mindset. It's so much more beautiful. It's real. You could feel it. And pickup was completely fake. Even though I was getting laid, I felt empty.
You feel empty. It's like totally mechanical, right? Like, completely. Like, you don't feel like, for any guys, if you're still virgins or you've never had like a one-night stand or something, like it's literally mechanical. Like, you could have private masturbations that are probably like 20 times better than the mechanical, right? Yeah.
And sometimes I'd get lucky and something real would happen and I would fuck it up.
Oh, that's a very good topic to talk about. Keep going.
Yeah, but I mean, so, and for me, let's go back to that, because it's like buying into this illusion. You think this is the answer, so you buy into this illusion. I'm gonna follow this person. You do it, and you're gonna get some results. Because sometimes you just get lucky.
Hey man, if you put some effort, you're gonna get some results.
But that effort is gonna be coming from this place of ego. And you have to snap out of it. And it's really hard to do, and we kind of talked about that in another video. But what did you want to say?
Okay. This is huge. This is huge. Okay. So, am I gonna name names?
Don't name names.
No names. Okay. So
I've learned that lesson the hard way.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I was about to. Okay. It's not in a bad way, but just to be safe. So I was talking to one of the top. I don't know. These labels are weird, but let's say the top best guys in dating that are legit. Okay. And he told me, actually, you know what? I heard it from two different guys. Like, there's different parts, but I'll mix it into one. They told me that, it's all names. This is all names. Okay. Maybe, no, it's important. I have to say it. So, back in the day, there were the main pickup artists who are famous and the main guys. All right, let's put it that way. On the facade, everyone's like, wow, these guys got it made, they got it figured out with women, they're all good. I found out years later that these guys that were the top, which again I say are mainly marketers, that's why they were, visibility is marketing. So these top guys, I'm saying in visibility, not in skill, were going to this one or two gurus who are from the alt seduction thing, and getting advice from them. They're saying, dude, you know what? I can get numbers. I can go on a date with a girl, maybe even sleep with a girl one night, but I cannot for the life of me keep a girl after that. And the reason why is because after your manipulation is done and you fuck that girl, she's looking at you, and the next day, because you can't keep the charade up, she looks at you and she's like, who the fuck are you? Or, you're kind of weird, or because you run out of routines and jokes, she's like, you know, you're that persona you were putting on, it has to end. Whether you have an hour of material or 3 days of material, it has to end. And when it ends, you lose the girl. So these guys, there's a saying, I think Johnny Soporno said this, what separates the men from the boys is being able to keep a woman. And these guys, they couldn't keep a woman because, for the simple reason, they lacked authenticity. That's it. So, again, you're being impressed because a guy's, approaching a bunch of girls. That doesn't say shit about him. How is he in real life, and do women respect him? If you had an interaction, if a woman had an interaction with Luke, and I meet the woman, is she saying, "Wow, Luke's the sweetest guy. Luke's amazing. Luke's so funny and quirky in his own little way." Or, she has a good feeling after he leaves her. That's it.
And girls will respect you if you respect them.
Yeah.
And what pickup teaches you to not respect a woman, but to learn to use what works.
Boom.
Boom. And this is really interesting. But so Neil Strauss, the author of the game, he's connected with every single pickup artist back then and today.
Yeah.
This is really cool. Zan Perion, so he was with that network, but Zan Perion hasn't put in like a drop of effort in marketing. And the reason why we're here in Bucharest, we've found the hidden gem, the community we're in now, because out of all the pickup guys, like Zan Perion was the guy who was coming from the good place, and he was loving women, and he didn't do any of the marketing. And there's a reason why no one knows about him, while everyone knows about every other pickup guys.
Yeah.
An interesting thing, and Neil Strauss was, after he launched the game, he did all these interviews and book stuff, and he got invited on to go on the show The View, which is, it's like Whoopi Goldberg. It's this really primetime TV show. And he said all the other interviews were very light, mainly with men, and so he would do those interviews with some of the other pickup artist guys. But he said when he wanted to do, when he was going to go on TV with 4 other women.
4 strong women who are going to challenge him.
Yeah. And for some reason, he decided to not bring any other pick guys, and he called up Zan Perion, the guy we've been hanging out with here, and he said, Zan, I want you to be on the View with me, because you're the one who is the most comfortable with the woman. You're the one who these women will enjoy your presence the most.
Yeah.
And he knew that the other pickup guys, if they were talking to these powerful girls,
they would crumble on camera and humiliate everybody.
Because it was all act.
Yeah.
But Neil Strauss knew the real guy of that group was Zan Perion, so he invited Zan.
Boom.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
It shows like all the other guys and where they come from.
Yeah.
Zan's the real one.
That's so beautiful,
and no one knows about Zan.
If you could just like cut that out and get like millions of views on that. Seriously, exactly. The proof is in the pudding. Who did he call?
Yeah.
Out of all the guys he talked about, who did he call?
Who did Neil? Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Zan Perion. And and
Zan Perion, why? Because he never sold out. This man never sold his soul. Right? That's like we sold our souls and now we're back. We didn't really sell our souls, but we went the wrong path
and Zan admits to breaking some hearts and
yeah, that's true. Actually, Zan, he's which is also very damaged. I think every man has done wrong in his life out of, again, ignorance, and our ego takes the front seat sometimes. So you're right, nobody's perfect, and I think it's very powerful that we as men are sitting here and talking to another brother and saying we are not, like, I think the facade, like I was saying before, like, is, let's be I read a beaut here, I'll say it, like, I used to be extreme up till, like, this is a new realization, like fresh, like a month old realization. People are either good or bad. And my videos too, like, some of them, like, they're good, these are bad. If they do this, they're good, right? And also, like, the past pickup artists and stuff, like, I still have that, like, he says, okay, these people did that and I don't judge them. I'm still in the judgment and I have to work on that. But basically, I read something in the book that for me was profound. It's by Debbie Ford. She's like spiritual, and she explores the dark side, the shadow self of people. And in her book, this hit me so hard. She said, people are not good or bad. People are good and bad. And so it's not about disowning. This is another topic. I'll just continue it real quick. It's not about disowning your shadow. It's about embracing your shadow and knowing that it's there for a good purpose. So for example, my shadow can be that I am capable of murdering someone. I am capable of murdering someone. So if you look at, so what changes here is the context. Am I murdering people every day? Then I'm a bad person. Am I murdering someone because they came at Luke with a knife and like I was in a situation where I have to either kill them or they're gonna kill my friend? I'm gonna kill them, right? So the dark side is not bad. It's the situation. If we're at war and we're in a corner, like there's situations. So I don't know, I just thought that was interesting. Like we can't point our finger and say this person's good and this person's bad, but it comes down to your choices too. It's
a yin yang, and I'm not sure if the way I articulate this will make sense, but I feel like all of us have love energy and power energy, and there's always maybe 1% power energy, 99% love. Maybe for like Hitler, it could have been 1% love, 99% power.
Yeah.
And most of the pickup artists, most of the dating guys out there, not all of them, they have more power energy in them than love. And it's typically the guys who have the most power energy in them who are at the top. And those are the guys who you should immediately unsubscribe from and never listen to a single thing that comes out of their mouths. Comes out of their mouths. But there are guys where Zan, he like figured out in his message to, there's lots of love energy there. There's very little power energy there.
Yeah.
You can just tell by hanging out with him.
Yeah.
With you and me, we have a mixture of both. But predominantly we're running on the love energy, and our viewers can sense that. And how I feel the more and more I go on this journey, it's like there's ups and downs where my love and power energy, like I'm feeling like I'm a little disconnected here, but overall it's like more and more like I'm 70% love, 30% power, and then next year I'm like 80% love, 20% power. Okay. It's like I'm getting more and more in touch with my true self.
Yeah.
And like seeing the world as a beautiful place and being like a vehicle to add love to this world and add love to my relationships. and it's like it's exponential. The more you learn about power, the more it's like Jedi and Sith, like Star Wars. Like on another, you become like this. You become this really strong, like Darth Vader, like all about power, or you become a Jedi, and your Jedi skills and your ability to affect the world in a good way also improves.
Yeah.
Like we talked about this in another video, but we could sense Zan. He has a beautiful message.
Yeah.
This guy, it's poisonous.
Yeah. Here's what it's very simple. When you're watching a video, let's just write a video because a lot of exposure is through video.
Yeah.
If you're watching a video, be in touch with your heart and your feeling, and if you feel more at ease with every minute that goes by of watching the video, this is a safe message for you. If you're feeling more like anything, even if you don't know why, because that's your intelligence, which is your heart, which is infinitely more intelligent than your conscious mind. That intuition, that's when you say, oh, okay, skip video. It's really that. So your feeling will tell you, your intuition, your gut.
Yep. All right, so we've been jumping around a bit, but I really feel like we've been hitting on lots of gold. And the last thing that I want to get into is, as a guy who gives dating advice about how to be around girls, advice on how to be a man, do you feel a pressure on yourself to be that guy? And I'm not saying I'm 100% sure you're true to your word and you're congruent by it, but do you feel that your friends and the people you're with expect you to be a certain way? And like if you're in a social situation, you're talking to a girl, do you kind of feel a judgment from the people around you, being like, oh, let's see what Jad's got. Let's see what Jad's got here. Is he gonna really connect with this girl or not? Yeah. Do you feel that pressure?
Okay. I'm glad you asked that question because it's something I've been wanting to let out and express. So, and it's also gonna help the guys with, in terms of, you'll see. So, yes, I feel the pressure. I felt the pressure ever since I wanted to be a leader, a speaker of the message. So from the pickup artist days, which started a long time ago, like even this morning I was thinking like, I feel like I've been carrying a heavy backpack for 5 years or more, terrified that one day someone's gonna look at me and say, no, that guy's not got it, right? So it's a lot of pressure to hold something and say, I am this. And so I learned something from Eckhart Tolle. Do you know, you're familiar with Eckhart, right? So Eckhart Tolle is the author of The Power of Now. He's a spiritual leader. He said something along the lines of this: the worst thing a spiritual teacher could do is say, I am a spiritual teacher. Because the second he does, he has created tremendous pressure on himself. And he is no longer nothing. He is now a thing. So when you say, I am this, you have moved into the world of duality. If I am this, that means there's a possibility of the opposite. I am not this. So then it brings a tremendous amount of pressure. It's like, you have to maintain this and say, I am this, and oh, what if I'm not this? And then you're carrying a weight on your shoulders. So I'm not sure if I said it in this video or our last video. I said, I will never say I'm the best seducer or the best at women or anything. Because I'm just a man in inquiry, asking questions, saying, hey, I saw this. What did you see? Let's look at this together. I don't have it figured out. And I'm more confident saying this today because yesterday it was said in a meeting amongst our peers of men I trust and I thought they had it figured out. So maybe 2 days ago I was still ashamed to say that, but today I stand here as a man and I say, I don't know, right? And maybe one night you'll see me and I was with Rich and you'll see 3 girls dancing around me. The other night you'll see me and I'll be in the corner with a beer thinking, shit, I'm not in the mood. And you're gonna judge me because you saw me one time like this one. And am I this or am I that? I'm both. Just like we're good and bad, we're both. Yeah, but you're not on all the time. There's another thing. These guys you see, they're not on all the time, right? Am I surrounded by groups of women that are chasing me down the street? No. I gotta work for it, man. I gotta go talk to that. I like that girl, I gotta go talk to her. So I'm letting go of that pressure, and I actually wanted to make, and still will make, a video specifically for this, declaring I am not. This is from Jiddu Krishnamurti. I don't know if you've read any of his stuff, philosopher. So Jiddu Krishnamurti always says in his talks, he said he would sit on the stage and everybody's watching him. He said, please do not think that because this form is sitting on a stage, that this form is an authority. Reject all authority. Alright? This form is on a stage for practical reasons, so you can hear what he's saying. Right? But ideally, we would be sitting in a circle, how we sat this weekend, in a circle. In a circle, just like the Knights of the Round Table. There's no head of the table. So we sit here not as heads of the table. We sit here as men who don't know, but would love to know, and will never really know. And we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Does that answer the question? And then just so that the burden now is gone. It's not 100% gone, but I just remind myself, hey bro, you know, whatever. And if somebody challenges me, I'll tell you this, I rarely meet anybody in my life that is standing up for something and putting their self publicly at risk for the service of something higher. So they can't touch me with their judgment because they're not putting anything at risk. I am putting it at risk. My heart and soul is on these videos, right? Is the person judging me? Do they have their heart and soul out there? No. And if they did, they wouldn't. Those aren't the people that would judge me. Those are the people like you who are saying, you're great, I want to share you with the world, right? And me seeing you, you're great, I want to share you with the world, right? So I think that answers. That answers?
I'm a really good educator because I'm really good at breaking things down in simple ways. Just came out. That was perfect. Yeah, I couldn't have worded like those thoughts and ideas of how we're white and black.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm the most. You'll see me talking with girls and be like, Luke, I see you making videos about how to improve with girls, but you are the most awkward guy I've ever seen talking to a girl. And it's, yep, that's me. And another time I'll be the best guy you'll ever see talking to a girl.
Yeah.
I'm both. Yeah. And I think it's actually almost more powerful to show to others my insecure side.
Yeah.
To let them know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
And for them to grow naturally. Yeah, rather than saying, this is what I've learned, being like, this is who I am and how I experience life. It seems like when I make that connection on the round table, I got this confidence. It seems like that's when people grow, is when we share like our lows and our insecurities.
Yeah, yeah.
That's powerful. They're both equally powerful, white, black, and stuff. Yeah, but like that's something I didn't think about much when I first started my GoldJacketLuke channel. I was like, I'm gonna share these insights and how I'm becoming an awesome person and how I hope to be it. And I learned there's tons of value in sharing what I suck at, and because that's not me either.
Yeah,
they're both me and not me.
Yeah, exactly.
But sharing that I've never had a serious girlfriend ever in my entire life, and some guys are gonna watch this video and be like I'm glad I'm not alone. I'm glad a guy who talks about all these ideas and he's confident sharing these ideas also has never had a serious girlfriend in his entire life. Yeah, and I'm not like wipe their head and I'm not alone in this, and we're all in this together. That's beauty. That's beauty. Yeah,
and that's like we were talking about before, I think again in the other video about supportiveness. Yeah, like your pain that you're like, what is a man who has balls to share his darkest shame, his biggest secret, that he's terrified that people are gonna like, oh, you're that, okay, and turn their backs and leave you because you just, right? So that courage it gives other people courage to say, oh, I'm okay, I can be myself. So you're supporting them by showing them your deepest wounds.
Yeah.
So you're supporting, and like everybody needs support, and so like to be understood, and so that, like, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I think that's huge, right? Like,
huge.
I'm not alone. Okay, now I have hope. When I was alone, I just wanted to kill myself. But I'm not alone. You're like that too. Oh,
we're all in this together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think that's good.
That was a perfect place to end it. Yeah. So we also filmed another video that's on Jad's channel.
Yep.
There'll be a link on here, a link in the description. Definitely check that out. This has been an honor having you on my channel.
My honor.
So definitely check out Jad's channel. Check out his other videos. Lots of gold on this channel.
Thank you.
Don't miss out on it.
All right. It was a pleasure.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Take care. Good luck.
Peace.